Hi, I'm Derek Mountfield and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the midweek Q&A show. It's a little bit different format this week because simply we're in the studio. I thought we might as well just get it done so we can go and watch the Champions League game later, basically, Baz. So obviously it's not interactive this week. Last week was fantastic. We had loads of people in. It was a big phone in. But we thought tonight, let's just get it done and let's get it out, and there you have it, basically.
Although we will be doing the phoning again.
We will, of course we will. That was a tester, but we'll be getting guests on every single week. But we're in the studio today, and we thought we'll get it done while we're in the studio, so that it's done then, and we don't have to go home and you again.
Rush out, see.
Do you know what I mean? Him again. Honest to God. Baz says about me. Let's get into it then. Subjects, all the subjects. You can't leave it a couple of days without something popping up at Everton. Let's get straight into it. A picture appeared online yesterday. Someone going through a grubby architecture forum, a grubby architect forum. This picture pops up from a firm, an architect firm called Wilson, Owen and Owen, or for short, Woo! Of an Everton ground, which looks like was basically the picture of Walton Park, and formed the picture's been on the website since last June. How, with Everton fans the way they are, they're like the CSI of fans, that it wasn't discovered beforehand, but apparently it's been on there since June. It was quickly taken down though once it got public. I don't know what that means, but I mean, what did you think of? I mean, you can never tell. You can never tell from these pictures.
I'm sure it was genuine.
No, I know it's genuine. Listen, it's genuine.
No, I know the picture's genuine. I'll be sure that
the website's genuine.
People have put things on today saying.
Listen, you would have to be Sherlock Holmes to devise the website. They've got links with the Olympics and all kinds of massive organisations. So you would have had to have put this. Some divvies, Liverpool fans, created a Twitter feed last night and added a few stupid presentation pieces for a laugh. They thought it was hilarious. They thought they tricked us all. Yeah. They had 53 followers.
Right.
So
that was the blag
that people were talking about. But this came from a genuine website, because I've still got the website open at home on the page, and obviously it hasn't been refreshed. It's still there. Yeah. It's staying there forever. Just so I can invite people.
Build it.
But I mean, you can never tell from these pictures. And someone once warned me, never. It was around the time of Kirby. Never, or take a picture of anything at night with a pinch of salt, basically, because you know, it can lie.
Distorts.
It can lie and distort. But I mean, what did you think of
how it looked,
of the design?
Yeah, look. Again, what we saw in a little snapshot of it looked. I don't know, I like the fact that I've seen you put up, it looks a bit like the way Juve have done theirs and stuff. I like that whole Everton badge on the outside thing. I thought, obviously, like you've just said, it looks smart in the night time, doesn't it, with all the lights on. But you know, when you're looking at it, it's hard to kind of gauge any kind of reaction. I'd love us to have a ground like Juve, because Juve's new ground is amazing, and it's fantastic. I love that sunken pitch idea and all that.
But I was going to say that one of the things about Juve's ground is, from the outside, it doesn't look that big.
No.
But it's got, even if anyone's been the new camp or hasn't been the new camp, it's not that big on the outside, because Barcelona got a sunken pitch as well. Yeah, and it doesn't look that big on the outside, but when you go, and Juve's the same. But you also do box feature what Juve's ground is. It's a bowl on the outside, but on the inside, it's like four separate stands, or not. They're not separate, but they are very square.
Yeah.
So and they're very steep as well. So they create that old-fashioned type of ground, because that's one of the things they went for. Because they said the last stadium they had, I think it was the Stadio di Alpi. There was a running track. It was done for the World Cup in 1990. The fans were miles away. It was soulless. It was miles away from the city centre. It's not what they wanted, and they wanted a ground that the fans were right on top, create this cauldron, and I think that would be perfect for us.
And look, they've not done too bad since they've had that.
All right, on their own, without any outside help.
No, I think that's what I think Everton would need. I think we need that similar kind of thing. I think it's no good. You know, we all saw the ones. I mean, the King's Dock is still the one where you look and you go, you get your pillow and you just cry into it a little bit, because I think even I could have found 25 million quid to get that over the line quite comfortably. So we would need, the Kirby one was just open in each corner, and that's for me would have been gash. But I think if we're gonna do it, we do have to create it so it's hostile, so that the fans are almost on top of you. And the way Juventus have done it is brilliant, and I think that's what we would need.
It's got the conversation going again though, hasn't it? You know what?
Why it's different this time is because there's actually things going on with someone who isn't just like, instead of me going to like look at million pound houses going, this is boss, what I'll do here, and then them going, yeah, can we just have a look at your bank balance? Well, I'm just waiting for someone to pass me it. This fella's actually got the wad hanging out of his back pocket, and the people to potentially get the wheels in.
Funny about Kirby is I've actually got the blueprints for Kirby.
You've got the blueprints.
It's a long story, but I've also got the blueprints for Finch Farm as well on my wall at home. We'll leave it there.
I'll have Machinery anyway. Maybe able to.
I'll Snapchat it later for you. All signed as well. No, they are.
I'm not saying
all signed with Andy Johnson, Mikel Arteta, and Tim Cahill on it. There you go. I bet you not many people have got them.
Why aren't they in here?
Bit of it because they're on my wall. They're too big for in here. Too big for in here. But it's got the conversation going again, which is great. Which again, like I said before, Everton fans are like CSI. It's just a bit weird. Is it weird? Is it weird
that it's out?
Yeah.
No, it's not weird because
if they've been there since June, though. You know what Everton fans are like.
Know
what Everton fans are like.
That's a bit strange.
They found Justin Bieber in the Bahamas wearing an Everton kit.
They found Romelu Lukaku's playing.
We found him.
There's nothing more.
We got an app and found him.
There's nothing.
We tracked him.
More right you can find him. Romelu Lukaku playing.
We found them and we went to Finch Farm.
We were a Finch Farm.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We went to Finch Farm and stood there. Waiting for him. And he came.
Not my meter.
If you build it.
He
was inside.
I know he was inside, we just couldn't get it. Much to the delight of some people, we'll be delighted.
Yeah.
If it has started the conversation going again, the whole thing for me is that it almost ground to a halt. Hadn't it? See what I did there? Yeah. It come to a stop. Joe Anderson was
bitching.
To be fair,
not
in Joe Anderson's defence, he said, well, where's the money then?
Yeah.
It's not us, where's the money? Show me the money. Like
full Cuba, didn't he?
I've only
full OJ.
I've only watched the first one of OJ last night.
Bosh, ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I'm excited about watching the second.
Absolutely ridiculous. How when you call someone the juice
though,
with a straight face, honestly, juice.
How good David Schwimmer with just a little.
Yeah, but he's always got the same face. He's always got.
I'll be honest, that's his face.
Yeah, no, but that's his like. He's
not going to start.
But that's his like. I thought we were on a break face, isn't it? But that's him, though, isn't it?
That's what he does. That's
Rachel has just phoned up and told me what Ross did. I'm turning the song off now. Everyone knows that episode. I thought we were on a break. OJ couldn't have done this. We've gone slightly off track.
Anyway, back to if you build it, we will come.
Can I just say as well? I put a picture on Instagram
of OJ.
No, of OJ, of the juice. And I put the stadium and I put, if you build it, he will come. And people were putting, will who come? Mm-hmm. People, have you not seen the film? Kevin Costner's dead dad will come. That's who will come. He was a disgraced member of a baseball team. He wasn't, but the others were. He was dead and he come back as a ghost to play.
He wasn't the only one.
But he wasn't the disgraced members of the White Sox were there as well. But he came back to have one final catch with his son on a field of dreams.
Field of dreams.
And they came and they paid their money because it reminded them when they were kids and they were watching baseball. And they all handed over the money and it saved the farm. It saved the farm, people. Honest to God. It's a classic. I'm disgruntled with our audience for moving on. So it's opened up the conversation, but I mean, I don't want it to be Walton Hall Park. I still don't want it to be Walton Hall Park. I don't feel comfortable building a stadium on a piece of land that is there for kids to learn how to play football to play for Everton, basically. Because where would it end? Where would it end? So I don't want Walton Hall Park.
People, I mean, what it's done, and that's got the conversation going.
You're just thinking of Bert Lancaster.
I'm just thinking. Yeah,
when he has to cross over, when poor Archie Moonlight Graham has to cross over. He has to cross over because the girl's that guy. She's got a hot dog in her throat. She's dying, and he has to cross over, and he has to, and then he goes, you've lost your dreams. Like, it doesn't matter. I've got to play one innings.
So yeah.
So ideally, where would you want it to be?
Yeah, that was where we was forgetting where we were, because people have said about the redevelopment of Goodison, and that's obviously, that is like a dream to be able to stay there. The problem with that dream is it takes a long time to complete that dream. You know, it would take 10 years to be able to.
If you're building a bowl, it'd have to be done in one go, though, wouldn't it? So you'd have to go and find somewhere else to play.
No, what I'm saying, if you, if you're doing Goodison, it's gonna say, it's going, and where would we play? Would we go and play at Anfield? Would we, you know what I mean? Would we? So that to me looks as though it's a non-starter. So it's a non-starter. So therefore, and I think, to be honest with you, I think the club prefer a new location. I think they want everything. You want to own everything. So
well, let's just throw a couple of.
I'd love the docks.
The docks.
But the docks. I'd love the kind of iconicness of the docks, the stadium on the waterfront, and the cruise liners coming into Liverpool and seeing a big blue bowl of beautifulness and all of that, and a big Everton badge, and they'd all be getting tattoos.
Imagine that coming off the ship from New York,
that'd be amazing.
Like in Ghostbusters 2.
L1
except they're not all dead.
L1 Tats would be the new one. Forget Miami Ink. L1 Ink. Link. It'd look like Link. L1 NK Link. And you'd get back to it. So that one, it would be brilliant there, but that looks like that ship sailed. And we've discussed Ed's Lane, basically because it's not that far away. but I,
quite close to my
house. Like you said before, before we started it, on that main artery, as you like to call it, from the 62 travelling right through to the city centre, have a big iconic stadium there would be marvellous.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because listen. If anyone's seen the Atleti Bilbao Stadium, it's amazing. It just sits high up, but it's on the river, but it just sits high up, and you can imagine what it must look like. I mean, the pictures of it at night, it just looks amazing. Just it's set back and it's slightly high, and you'd want that. If you can't be Goodison, you want an iconic stadium. That's what would convince you to leave Goodison. You don't want some, Meccano set stadium in the middle of nowhere. You want something iconic,
like Croxteth or somewhere like that.
Croxteth,
just out the way.
Just throwing a name in there.
That's been mentioned.
No, it has been. Well, the Stonebridge has been mentioned a long time ago. It was mentioned because Sainsbury's were going to be building there, and Everton wanted to be part of that, and Sainsbury's were going to be part of the Walton Hall Park. We've seen plans of that, so that's not just us throwing names in the air. Google was supposed to go to Stonebridge. And that fell through, and they've pissed off to Manchester. They're now taking all their jobs with them. So
the yellow bike.
There's still a big space up there, but
slides.
But the problem with that is, and it's nothing about the area, but it is like it's just the other side of the 57. You've got Kirby on one side, and you've got Croxteth on the other side. It's out of the city. So it's not good for anyone. There's no rail link to it.
For me, it's the two. It's. You ask me, my choices would be a waterfront property, or Ed's Lane. I think for me, if they're the preferences, because like you say, it makes perfect sense to me to come off the 62. Yeah, listen, there will always be traffic problems.
Of course there will.
There'll be traffic problems wherever it goes.
Exactly.
Wherever it is. But
go down Queen's Drive on a match day.
Yeah.
Go down Queen's Drive. Even worse, go down Queen's Drive on a Liverpool match day. It's
Come off
backs
the
off to
motorway.
the 62
Come off
where
the
it has all their own
62.
fans coming off, and I'm not being disingenuous when I say that, it genuinely is.
It does.
It backs off because all their fans come from outside the city, so and you've got it all down, so you're always going to get, every site's going to have a problem. Imagine if it was on the dock. There's not many ways out of the dock, there's only like 2 ways at best. Edge Lane has got great rail links, it's got 2 stations, coming from the city.
From either way, aren't you?
Yeah, but you've got 2 stations there as well. Road links for national, road links for local.
And either side of where that site would be, you've got you're going over towards Wavertree Way that way. You're going off to Kenny. That
it's very central.
It is quite central.
It's very central. It's right. Okay, it's not what everyone wants, but it's still only 5 minutes on a train into the city centre. You know, it is still part of a community, so there's going to be local places where you can go and have a drink or something to eat. It is actually the perfect place. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but Edge Lane is actually the perfect place for an Everton ground. Of course, the waterfront look amazing, but the waterfront prices are not going to be amazing for much longer. It's like any other metropolitan city. Those prices are just going like that, and it adds things Everton. Every place has got an issue, and that's what Everton have got to get over, haven't they? But again, let's hope the wheels are in motion. The man himself has said he's going to look at it. Hopefully money talks, and what money is? Money's fast. Money is fast. If you've got money, things move very, very quick. Why do you think it's taking so long for us to get to this position or no position? Because that's the way it is when you haven't got any money.
He will be, these conversations are taking place. These will have been taking place anyway. There's no question about it. He hasn't just come into Everton like that. Oh yeah, they are, I'll sign. He's looked at everything for a long time, and he'll know we're going to go down routes A or B. We'll go chase that. We're going to go this way with signing players. We're going to go this way with the manager. And he will look at each aspect of it. Everyone now, the thing, and we've said it before, and it's kind of banging the same drum, but everybody now will be under pressure. Yeah. Everybody has got to deliver. Everyone. That's the way it is.
Let's stick with Mr. Mashiri for at the moment. It's just been announced there's going to be 2 new board members.
Who are they?
It's Robert Elston and it's Alexander.
AR.
It's Mr. AR. Alex, hang on, come on, kids.
Ryers.
Let me off with this. And I know I should know this.
It's like Ryers.
I'm called racist the other week for calling Mashiri a Pokemon character. It's Alexander Ryazantsev. Basically, what I'm picturing, right, is
Ryazantsev.
Yeah, Ryazantsev. Alexander Ryazantsev. Mr. AR. What I'm picturing is the meerkats, basically. Alexander! Robert Elston. You know which one's which. He's moved quick. He's got one of his own men on the board.
And I don't think that's going to be the last one.
No. This guy has worked in 2 major banks. Yes. Do you know why he works? Do you know why we've got him? Because he's going to be handling the money! Baby, I got your money. Anyway, and also Mr. Elston.
What's going on with that haircut? You've had your haircut and all of a sudden,
Mr. Elston is on board as well, which probably surprises a few people because I think some people probably thought he'd be out before his feet touch the ground. But he is now on the board. We now have 5 members, which is healthy.
It's like it's like a real board all of a sudden.
Well, it is. That's really healthy with somebody on the season now. We effectively had
1 and a bit.
Basically, we had 1, didn't we? We had 3, but
they were all a third.
John Woods sound, but he was always outside having a ciggy when they were having a meeting. Robert Hale was playing footy with Justin Bieber, like the fella in Foxcatcher. Yeah, you know. And and Bill was obviously at home with his illness, which is fair enough. I ain't going near that. But now we've got 5, and that's a lot better than and it feels like it is actually.
Listen, this fella's come in last week. He took control. We've knocked Chelsea out the cup. He's turned up full of smiles, and he's moved very quickly. And this won't be the last of it, And it's all this. It makes me laugh when people were like, why has he only bought 49.9%? It's all dodgy. He's bought.
Yeah.
It actually says every bit of literature you read about it. It says he's begin with the 49.9 with the full intention of acquiring more in the summer, which will happen.
This ain't no hostile takeover. This is getting done. This is getting done properly. And we seen him after the match, all smiles. Bill, like that, with his arm around them, and you can understand why.
So.
You can understand
Rightly
why. He's just paid those 14 mortgages off on his house, and probably set him up for another run of Wizard of Oz. So, you know, not with the wheelies though, not with, like in the second one. Swerve those wheelies. I know that might all sound good on a stage.
Return to us.
But yeah, swerve that off. No
Grease too.
No mental institutions for Dorothy. Come on, let's keep it real. No flying monkeys.
What happened to Toto in it? Was he in it?
Went to Africa. Boom! Terrible. So we seen him, and he basically, the sound bites were amazing. You can't take over a club. You just give it a big hug. But he was spot on, wasn't he? He was spot on with everything he said, and you know, as you say, there's no messing around. I don't think this is, you know, hopefully this is going to be like,
you can have on like the bill smiley face, hashtag smiley face, that Brill was bouncing out. You can understand it. He said for years. Now listen, I'm not gonna justify what's gone on in the past and all that. Everyone knows. People will make their own mind up, but you can understand him. That day he's delivered what he said he was going to deliver at some stage. Yeah, it must have been a long time. 24/7 makes you knackered.
Delivered it like Mersey travel delivered.
But he's delivered it, hasn't he? He's got us a billionaire, so he was made up. Mashiri was very he was obviously delighted, but you could see that he was like, you know, when some comments were made, he was not making any eye contact. So he in his mind, he's already got his vision of what's happening. This fella coming in on the board, this financier, it'll be interesting to see whether whether Robert Elstone remains as CEO or we bring in another one. But this financier is basically the key to the next investment, the next person who's going to come in. Everything's getting put in place, and this is what we've wanted for years. We've wanted someone to come in who goes, this is what we're doing, these are the people that are going to do it. They're experienced, they know what they're doing, and it's the building blocks.
Without having any facts or anything of the deal, or this guy, you would like to think this is it's. You're gonna have a lot of people at the club at the moment, and I'm not saying anything like panicking for the jobs or anything, but you're gonna have someone goes, their boss at their job, he's great at his job, that fella's sound at his job. This fella's gonna come in and go, well, fresh eyes, because let's be honest, Machini's not going to be at the club all the time. He's not going to be there all the time.
He's going to be there most of the time.
He's going to be in Monaco, just chilling out, just living it large, just watching the interest on his dollaroonies go up. And this fella's probably going to be day to day, or you'd like to think he'll be, keeping an eye on all the time. And hopefully, what there's been at Everton for a very long time, and listen, it predates Bill Ken, right? It goes back to John Moore's. I can tell you stories, and Baz can tell you stories. Cheques not getting cashed because he's our mate. We don't cash his cheque. He's our mate. You know, there's things like that because people, they're ever like a family. We know this. Where this fella's going to come in and go, we could be doing that a little bit better. I
think there's a lot of great people at Everton who are very, very good at the job. There's no question about that. But there'll be accountability now and everything. So it's okay. I think to be a really, really successful club, it's okay being good at your job. But to get to the top, you've got to be great at your job. And there's room for improvement. You look at Everton, there's room for improvement right the way across the board. And I think you've got someone now, I believe, who he knows the finances and he knows things like that. And we don't know how it's going to work, but I would suggest that he's the one that's going to be fielding the phone calls from other people, like, right, what's going on here?
Exactly. Because there's the other thing as well. You can have really, 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 really good people working on a company who do a fantastic job, but it's the job they're doing. Do you know what I mean? It's the task they're given in the first place. If that task is only is only like, do this for me. Yeah, I can do that. No, well, actually, we've got this big task that involves this big company, and we need you to do it. Boss, I love that even more. The turnover in the last few years of Everton employees is just incredible. People going in and out, in and out.
I worked there, and people have been there forever. Great people, knew everything, and we went into a period of charlatans really coming in, who would come in and tell you they had a 3-year plan, but would only stay about 8 months and turn all the staff over with people who weren't anywhere near as good as the previous staff, and then they get off because they've got a new job and that's got to stop, because you've got to have people who know the job, want to work there and want to drive Everton forward, and I think when you've got people who come in who are experienced like this fella, you look at his resume and all that, or his CV resume, resume, hey, the wrong show, MLS stuff. You look at his CV and you see where he's worked, like we were saying before. This fella, Mashiri, ain't here to mess around.
And I think, and the other thing, I'd like to see this fella do is get a grip of all the deals and go, why are we letting that one out? Bring that one back. Why are we letting? How much should Tottenham making on their kit this year? Bring that back. I
don't think Chang are going to be here much longer.
I don't think the elephants in the fountain are going to be. Is it a fountain? I don't know. He'll be looking at all these deals and going, you're letting the food out. That's hospitality. Bring that back. I know a fella.
Not being funny. £2.40 for a hot chocolate.
I'm not necessarily thinking the hot chocolate. I'm thinking. I am, because I don't eat. I don't drink.
And £1.40 for a Mars bar.
Coffee and the tea is expensive.
You're messing. Are you messing?
But anyway, he'll be looking at all them deals and going, right, got a deal with Kit Bag. Can we not have a deal with Kit Bag? That means that Anumbro, they distribute, they make the kits, but ultimately it's our deal. We're paying them, they're not paying us. You know, those kind of things. That's what you might go, listen, that deal's sound. Yeah. That deal's sound. You know what? But we want a little bit more out of it. We want a little bit more. We're going up a level now. That's what we'll be there for as well.
The whole thing, you've just hit the nail on the head. It's great having people in who can do it, you know, and we needed someone in who's alongside the CEO to look and to go, right, let me have a look at all these deals you've got in place. And half of them might be as good as you get. So half of them might be their sound, I can't better them when I phone around or make contact with different people. But you know, these ones here, they're crap. Yeah. And we can get better from A, B, C, D. Because Everton are the Premier League football club. There's a lot of money, there's a lot of coverage in the Premier League, and we should be never ever underselling ourselves. A lot
of that's changed already because we've got new people at the club. But you've got to remember that these deals we are attached to contracts, and you can't do stuff till the contract. You can. Don't get me wrong. You can do stuff.
You buy out of it, but
it's Chang's last year of this current contract. Next season, that's the last year. Now Everton, I'm sure, will be working on a big deal now to replace that deal. They'll be looking. They'll go to Chang. Well, what can you offer us? Because you know you're our mates. We're mates. Been mates for years. And then it'll be like, we can offer you a couple of crates and about £8, and then they'll go to like Mercedes. Will go, right, we'll give you 50 million.
50 million.
50 million over like whatever or what, you know, and they'll go, yeah, that's you. Yeah, you're our mates. But you're like the mates that you meet when you go on holiday for a couple of weeks, and then you say, right, gives you the address, I'll send you a Christmas card.
Never happens.
But never happens. It never happens. That's Chang.
Well, they've had mates rates, haven't they, Chang?
That's
mates are gone now.
That's gone now. We're getting proper mates in now. We're getting proper, like the spring break Cancun for the American audience. That's gone now. We want the big dollars in now for everything.
Vegas.
No arsing about. We want the big dollars, and big dollars attracts big dollars. That's the way to look at it. You get a big sponsor on board. Big sponsors want to get on board. You know, that's the way to look at it. It's the only way to be. It's the only way. Think big. Think big. Think big. Next pre-season, we're having a bigger tent than Arsenal did at Singapore. We had a rant about that last year. Well, this year we'll be like, I'll put the tent up for them in wherever we go.
Let's not go back to the tent. The tent was the tent.
It was the 10th. But moving on. 5 players are out of contract in the summer, right? Tony Hibbert, Leon Osman, Darren Gibson, the Italian fellow with the teeth,
Mazzoni,
and Pina, right? He said he won't get involved. Won't get involved with any of them. Stephen Pina. What a guy. Can't get in the team. Yeah, he said it openly. Said he's fit, he can't get in the team. Out of those 5, how many would you offer a new contract to? Come on, seriously, how many? 0.
Basically, Tony Hibbert's been a fantastic.
Okay, I was going to say
fantastic.
I was going to say how many.
I'll tell you why, and you can tell me
Okay.
yours. He's been great, but the time has come now for him. You know, he's not even fit. He's never fit. Leon Osman, again, done well, but the time has come. Gibson, pity, because fantastic footballer on his day, but he's the injuries and everything else has knackered him. Mazzoni, basically, is he real? Is he really? Went to Doncaster and was good for a couple of weeks.
Like a James Bond villain.
He's got a great hair at times.
James Bond.
If you go on FIFA and he's in the Everton squad, the hair's
fit.
No, not on FIFA. He's like
is he ever fit?
Greyed out or something. And Stephen Pina, it hurts me. I would love Pina.
Oh, is Pina? He's only 32, isn't he? Or 33?
Yeah, but listen.
No, he's.
I love Stephen Pina. I absolutely love him. One of the best footballers I've seen in terms of brain and skill and everything. But damn you, Mikel Arteta.
How many of them can we be talking about next season in the MLS on the MLS show?
I think players you could play over there. I think Osman could play over there because I think he's skillful enough, and I think Pina could definitely, if he was ever fit. Osman's fit, so I think Osman could play. He's just not very quick.
Well, I'm going to go
on.
for. I'm going to say 1. I'm going to say 1.
I know what you're going to say, but I don't know why you're going to say.
Who am I going to say?
Darren Gibson.
No, I'm going to say Leon Osman. Now, that's fine, but I will give right. Let's get right. Tony Hibbert. Just someone actually said to me today, "Oh, I should give him another contract." Not an Everton.
He's not fit.
I said he's never. Oh yeah, but you can have him for like round the training ground.
Just make him
get him a coach. Make him a coach.
Put him with the kids and
make him a coach. So he's finished. He's been finished for 3 years, as far as I'm concerned. Darren Gibson, as much as I love him as a footballer, he's just never ever fit. And how can you justify giving a contract to him? And also, even when he is fit, he's not good enough for the calibre of player that I want to see come in at Everton. Italian James Bond villain, obviously. I don't even know why he's brought to the equation. Stephen Pina, again, as much as I love the lad, the injuries have absolutely just finished him. He's boss at late night Twitter, but that can't be a reason to give someone a new contract. If it was, I'd be getting.
He was good in the early
If it was, I'd be getting a 7-year deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd let him go. Literally, well, it doesn't matter. He's got a free transfer.
Anyway,
I love the lads.
I'll always have fond memories of him. Put it that way.
I've said it for ages. For me, he's just one of the most skillful and best Everton players I've ever seen in my life. Overshadowed by Arteta, and for me, Arteta couldn't get near him. No. The only difference was Arteta looked boss on posters, and was dead good at talking. Whereas Pina, just this little fella, and this big booming voice came out. And that was the difference. But sadly, you just got to let these players go. The reason I would even just consider Osman is I still think he's just got a tiny something left. Tiny. And I'd give him a 1 year. But I don't think he would stay anyway. I think he'd want to go. I think he still feels he's got enough left in the tank and will go.
I'll tell you why I definitely wouldn't give
him.
Go
to Burnley or somewhere.
Because I would like to believe we're now entering into a different phase in Everton's development, and I feel as though that keeping players for the sake of it is not.
But I think that's like one of the reasons why I would keep him though, is because I know. I wouldn't play. He'd hardly
I don't
ever
even
play.
know how he. I'll be honest, right? He's done well for us, right? But I don't even know how he even gets on the bench nowadays. No. I honestly don't. Every time I see his name, I just go, "How's he getting on the bench still? How? You know, there's players there.
No, I know.
Brendan Galloway hasn't been on a bench for weeks.
I know.
And he's very much the future.
But you know, this is not a decision I'm making with me.
No,
with my heart. Because it was with me heart. It'd be Pina.
For Osman.
It would be Pina.
For Osman, I would, he's the type of player, me and my mates have a big argument over this because he wants him just gone and never to darken his door again. But I would have Osman round the club, so I'd make Osman
mascot.
I'd actually have him as a coach because I think he would be fantastic. I think he's bubbly, he's a bit of a joker and all that. He's very good technically. It's the only thing with Ozzy is his pace. If he would have been quicker, I think he'd have been, you know, a lot of people would have been talking about him. And I think he's a great example for the kids, especially bouncing back from, he had some terrible injuries early on.
If you were Ian Osman, what would you say was your finest moment in football?
Staying in Everton for the whole of my career.
Do you know
what his finest moments in football?
I'm only asking you this because I've got a boss answer.
No, okay. I don't know. His goal against Larissa, was it?
I think his best moments in football, if I was Leon Osman, was he was on the same pitch when Zlatan scored his 4 goals against England. He got to be on the same pitch as Zlatan.
Well, that was, he had a moustache as well, didn't he? Because
he got to be on the same pitch as Zlatan when he scored his overhead kick. That's his finest moment.
Yeah, but so did Ryan Shawcross.
Yeah, and he clanged the post. Amazing. If it wasn't for Ryan Shawcross, he wouldn't have scored his 4 goals. Fair enough. I think most people would agree. Some people who are really sentimental would be like, "Oh, I'd have him in that." But it is a new time, and I say someone like Tony Hibbert. For me, he's the one. It's almost like a partnership. How could you make one of them and not? Do you know what I mean?
Can't separate.
I think Ozzy still wants to play, so I think he'll probably go somewhere. He might do, or he might be a good signer for someone like Burnley if they were coming up or something like that.
Go to America. Yeah, go to New England.
Come on here first and tell us. That's fair enough. So that's us on. So none basically.
I think the thing is now you're into that crossover period now, but I think Everton will have some money to spend in the summer. You're trying to strengthen. You're trying to take the next level up so that when we lose a McCarthy or a Barkley or a Lukaku, you're going, well, we've got him in, not lose as in we've sold him, as in if they're suspended or whatever, well, he's coming in and he's just as good. That's how you get better. The other thing is you've got the kids underneath them, your Walshes, your Kieran Dowells and them kind of players. So at some stage they've got to be able to make that step up, and you can't keep going to the likes of Kieran Dowell, Ozzy's on the bench and you're getting older, so because we know the next phase the next phase of his development will be
I wouldn't have it like that. I wouldn't have him blocking anyone's path.
But he will, because he's already blocking people's path for the bench, isn't he?
Fair enough. Right, moving on. The Merseyside derby has been rearranged, so's the Sunderland game. The Sunderland game's in the last week of the season, so it's not really going to affect us too much. Might affect them.
Well, it will. They'll need to stay.
Kingmakers, go up there, get beat. If it's Newcastle,
go up there and throw the game. Play me and Ped centre half.
I wouldn't be throwing the game.
Centre half.
Wouldn't be throwing the game if I got played centre half.
But imagine if
the derby game, the Merseyside derby, in the week before the semi-final, in the week now.
Before we were there.
Okay, West Ham I think are playing that night. I don't know if Manchester United are, but West Ham are playing. Old school.
Flat cap Wembley.
Why couldn't the Merseyside derby be in the last?
Yeah. Why wasn't that on?
Why couldn't that have been the last week?
The 11th.
Because we've had this before.
Is it to do with their Europa League in case they get to the final?
Cares about their Europa League?
If they got to the final, he'd care, wouldn't he?
Yeah. No, that's what them. So we've had this sort of thing before the quarter final in 2012. He played a second team. We got battered. Gerrard scored a hat-trick, and then we ended up getting beat by them. Eventually by them in the semi-final anyway. So really didn't really care. But I mean, what? Number one, why?
Why is it then? They just look for dates, don't they? And go, give them that. Listen, someone said this date's free because neither team are playing, and you just knew the minute that was said. It's a few days before the semi, you just went, that's the derby. It's a nap. And it was done. You know what I mean? So
how will this affect the game? Or how should it affect the game?
Well, we got
the game?
United on the Sunday, haven't we? No, we haven't got United. We've got a game, on the Sunday, and then we've got Liverpool on the Wednesday, and then we potentially have got United on the Saturday, or
Sunday.
West Ham.
Or the Sunday, yeah. Saturday or Sunday.
I'm being told it's the Saturday.
Okay, that's really worse then.
Could be a Saturday. But the thing is, it makes sense for it to be the Saturday because...
The Sunday is actually the London Marathon.
I know, so I think it makes sense to have potentially two London clubs playing on that day later on. So I think it may be it may be 12 on the Saturday or 1:45 on the Saturday. But that's by the by. How you approach it, I don't know. When I first seen it, I tweeted my team. It was like Howard and Kieran Dowell and Hibbert and Osman captain and all that. But then you just think, you know what? Fed up of losing to them, and they're not even all that. So do we just go balls out and beat them? Because if we beat them on the Wednesday, for me, it's in my mind now it's become a no lose situation because we play our best team, they beat us. We've got to bounce back on the Saturday at Wembley or the weekend at Wembley. If we get beat by, if we beat them.
But it's not always about that, though, is it?
Down to Wembley.
It's not always about that, is it? It's about...
Are you going to give a game up?
No, what I mean is that's not my decision. That doesn't really matter. What I'm saying is, though, you say that we go at them, and it's the fatigue factor, isn't it? It's playing on a big pitch at Wembley, and
we've done this.
Warmish day.
You've just mentioned.
We'll go into extra time.
It goes to pens, yeah. I know. But listen, you mentioned it before. We done this last time. We went to Anfield on the Wednesday. We were doing a radio show that night. When we got the team, we were like, all right. We went there, we got our arses handed to us on a plate by Gerrard, and it was like, doesn't matter because we got Sunderland at home Saturday in the quarters, we've got to get to it. And we came out on the Saturday like we'd never kicked the ball in our lives.
Yeah,
and Cahill got us out the crap with the header, and we ended up having to go up there 3 days after a league game and played absolutely marvellous.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it does you any good. We've done it before, we've rested players and then put them back in, they've looked disjointed. I
suppose a lot of it will be how they go into the derby rather than coming out the derby. They go into the derby and they're all fresh and they're all fit. It might be more of a case of the game before the derby. We rest a couple of players. If you're going to rest them the game before the derby.
Though, if you're a player and you...
I don't mean rest them, I mean
just manage
alternation.
You manage them. Oh, but the thing about it, mate, is that if you're a player, you know when you're playing at any level, when you're winning games, you want to play the next game. You come off, you're a striker, you've come off and scored 2 goals, you can't wait for the next game, and if it's 3 days later, you're like, let's go, I can't wait to get back on the pitch, and you get out there and do it. Our opponents are going to be playing the same night in the week, so therefore, it's the way it is for everybody, you know what I mean? I just think, listen, if we'd have won the last 4 years at Anfield, I'd be saying put Osman in goal, never mind, play whoever you want, get Jimmy Lumsden back and play him, but it's been, it's, what is it now, 17 years since we won there.
1999,
17 years since we last won there. It's too long, and they've had some minging sides, and we still haven't beat them. So I don't think we can give it up. I think you can argue the case and go, yeah, but the semi's more important, and it is. But imagine if Liverpool beat us 5-0 on the Wednesday, and then we get beaten at the semi-final on the Saturday, and then you're coming home going, waste of time. Why didn't we just play our full team at Anfield, and we might have beat them? Yeah. We've got to get monkeys off our back, you know what I mean, and that's winning at Anfield and winning the FA Cup. Look, what's mad about this season very quickly is 84, when we won the FA Cup, we got to the League Cup final. This year we got to the semi, we played Watford. No, but we would have, we could have had Liverpool in the final the same as we did in 84, and we had Watford in the cup final. Howard's died. It's all about us. This is the year, 84, we went down to Anfield, Graham Sharp and all that. So, win at Anfield, get to Wembley, beat whoever it is, Man United 17-0, and then beat Watford 2-0 with a header by Nias out of the goalie's hands.
We went to Wembley twice in 84, so...
We'll be going 3 times this.
No, we won't.
We will. Well, in this year we will, because we're back in the Charity Shield against Leicester.
There you have it, right?
We've done everything.
We've done everything to death.
4 hours.
I thought this was going to be like that quick show. Good job we didn't do it live. Right, anything we've talked about in the comments. Simple as that. In the comments. Share this video. Like this video. Embed this video. watch it in bed. Even better.
If you want.
Just don't tell us. Subscribe. We're on Twitter at Toffee TV1. We're on Facebook at / Toffee TV ESC. We're on Instagram. We're on Snapchat. We're on all them things. You should be.
I know.
We're doing all those things. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. We'll see you soon.